Hello friends, this is 8th video of JavaScript tutorial, and today in this video we will create a very small project with the help of if statement, which we have done in the 6th video, and in the 7th video we did arrays, and that also we are going to use here. So what we are going to create, we are going to create a web page like this, in which you can see here that you have written here click start to see the paragraph. So I will create a button here, and when I'll click on this button, then you can see a paragraph is seen here, and this paragraph now I can write here, and with the help of this I can improve my typing speed. Okay, so this is how I can improve my typing speed. I will write this paragraph, and when I'll click on done, then you can see that now the paragraph is gone, and here I cannot write anything. After that, when I will start click on start here again, then a new paragraph has come, and this paragraph I can again write again done, and you can see here, and now whatever I had written, that has also omitted from here. It is cleared by itself. This text area has been cleared by itself, and you can see a new paragraph has come up. So every time you click on start, every time you will get a new paragraph, and if you had written earlier here anything, that will be removed by itself, and everything will start from the fresh. Okay, so this type of thing we will create, and how we will create this now. So what we will do, we will use a little bit of HTML, and we will use a little bit of CSS also here with JavaScript. I know that we have not yet done CSS and HTML because you all are beginners, and I am creating these videos for beginners only. But I have introduced HTML to you, and a small amount of CSS we will also do here, and later we will do all these things in the upcoming videos in full detail. So first of all, I have to insert here HTML, and inside HTML, you know that I will have to write here, the second thing I will write here is head. Okay, so this is the hierarchy which I have to follow, and after head I will have to write here body, and inside body I can write here script. So now inside script I can write my JavaScript code, but first of all I want to write this paragraph. You can see here, this is the paragraph which I will have to create, but in the beginning what has been written here, only a single line has been written, and when I will click on start, then the paragraph will be visible. Okay, so click start to see the paragraph. Here I have written this thing, so I will have to write this thing in Java. uh, sorry, I will have to write this thing in HTML, and after this I will have to create this text area also, in which I will write all these things, and after that I will have to create a start button also. So three things I will have to create inside HTML, and that is, the first thing is the paragraph, the space for the paragraph. Then what I want to write here, that I have to write, I have to create in HTML, and a start button I have to create in HTML, and later I will do my coding in script, in HTML, in JavaScript, to make it functional. So first of all I will create this paragraph here, space for the paragraph, and that I can write in body. So here I will use p element, and I had told you in the previous videos also that it is used to create a paragraph on a web page. So p element is here, and here you can write whatever you want to write. For example, start click on start button to see the paragraph. Okay, so after this I will have to give an ID to this paragraph. Why I will give ID to this paragraph? Because you can see here that when I'll click on start, it is converted into a paragraph. Instead of this line, a whole paragraph has come, and this paragraph has come because I have clicked on here start, and this functioning can be done only in JavaScript. So I will have to get access to this line of the paragraph from JavaScript. Okay, so when I will write my codes in JavaScript, then I will have to get access to this paragraph from JavaScript, and JavaScript wants it ID to get access to it. So that is why I will have to give an ID to it, and I can give it any ID to it. I'll give any name to it. For example, let's give a name as para. Okay, so this I have given. Now second thing I have to create is the text area in which I will write. Okay, so that is called as text area, in which I will insert the things on web page. So that is text area. So I will write here text area, and this text area, inside this text area I will not write anything as I had written here. I will not write anything here. uh, so I want to get access to this one also, because I will click on start, then it should start functioning, and it should stop functioning. It should stop taking the text when I'll click on done. So for that I will have to give access to it also using the ID, and I'll give it ID as ID is equal to you can give it as any ID. For example, I'm giving it as typing, ID as typing. And after that, so just see what you have done so far. I'll click on save. So here you can see that I uh, I have written it. Click on start button to see the paragraph, and here the text area has been created. But this text area is very small. If I want to increase the size of the text area, then I will have to increase the columns of it. If I will increase the columns in it, then columns means some more space, its length will increase, and if I will increase its rows, then rows will increase its width. So let's increase its columns and increase its uh, rows also. So I will inside it, after this ID which I have given here, after this I will write here calls. This will help me to increase the number of columns. Let's say I'll give it as 100 columns. So and rows as equal to, let's say I'm giving it as 10 rows. So after this, let's save it and let's see what happens. You can see here columns have increased its length, and um, rows have increased its width. After this I want a button also. As you can see here, I wanted a button also here. So for button I will click I will write here button, and inside it, if I will not write anything here, then nothing will be visible on the button. It will be a blank button. So I will write here start. Okay, and start will be seen on it. I want the access on this button also, because as you saw that I was clicking on that start button and the paragraph was changing. So I want the that functioning will be done from here only, from JavaScript only. For so that is why I need access to this button also using the ID. That is why I'll give an ID to it, and the let's say the ID which I'll give it is btn. Okay, I have given it this ID. So here you can see the button is visible, but you can see it is not doing anything. Why it is not doing anything? Because it will be functional only after I'll give it JavaScript coding. So the structure has been created, but uh, the outside structure is of no use, and that structure I have created using HTML. Now I will use JavaScript to make it functional, but before that let's give it some styling also. As you can see here, I have given it different colors. You can see the color of this paragraph is blue, and the color of this text area is something else, and the background area is something else. So for this I will have to use CSS here, and CSS gives styling to the web pages. So how I will write CSS here? I will inside head I will write CSS coding, and inside it I will write here style, and inside it I will write about. First of all, let's give a style to the P element. So here P is used, and after this with P I will write here curly bracket, and inside that curly bracket first of all I will give the color to the paragraph. So I will write here color, and after this I will give any color to it. For example, I'll give it this color, and I will put semicolon, and after that I want to shift the paragraph to the right a little bit. So if I want it to get shift to the right a little bit, then I will write text indent, and let's say it is 20 pixel. So by 120 pixel it will move to the right. Now let's see what happens. Save it, and here I will refresh it, and you can see it has shifted to the right and the color has been changed. So this is how we can do this. After this I want to change the color of this text area also. So I will now here I will write text area, and for this also I will write the things in curly bracket, and first of all I will give it background color. So its background color will be this one. Okay, and save it. So this is the background color which I have given to it, and after this I will give the background color to the whole page. For this I'll give background color to the whole page, so I will use body here. To the whole body I'll give color as background color as, let's say, I'll give it, so this is the color which I have given. And after this you can see I have used a little bit styling also. There are so many other things you can do using CSS styling, but we will do only this much here. We will do other things in the upcoming videos. So in styling we have done this much, and now we will start the actual thing, and that is inside this script, that is JavaScript. So here inside JavaScript, first of all we will create an array. So I will give any name to the array, and first of all uh, let's give the name it as okay. So I have given it as any name. Typing speed is equal to you know it how to uh, create an array. I will use here square brackets as we did in the previous video, and here I had told you that I can give any paragraph inside these codes. So I have here, so here are the paragraphs. I'll copy paste them. I have already copied them from the website, and I will put them inside those codes. So here is my first paragraph, and at the end of this paragraph I will have to put a comma, and after the comma I can click on enter, and because the line has gone very much lengthy, so I will click enter and I can write the second one in the second line. There will be no problem in it. So the second one I will write here inside the quotes again. After the comma of the first paragraph I will again put the quotes, and here I am putting the second para. Now again here I will put comma, and after this I will write third paragraph. In the similar way I can put all the paragraphs within quotes. I will put this one, then again a comma, and again quotes, and so I have here taken 5 paragraphs as the elements of the paragraph, and that's it. And now I will put semicolon here. So I have created the array and it contains 5 paragraphs in it. Now next thing what I will do is I want these buttons, this button and this text area to be functional as I want it to function. So as I had told you that these IDs which I have given to it, these IDs I have given so that I may get access to this text area as well as this button from my JavaScript. So that is why I will get the access to these two things now. I will give any variable name again here to this access to the button. So let's give it as bton. I'm giving it any name. So for button I to get access I am giving first of all variable name, and after that document dot get element by id. Okay, this I have used in the previous 6th video also, and here document dot get element by id, and now I will insert the id for button. I had given this id to it btn, so I will write it here. Okay, and this will give me the access to this button which I have created, and now with the help of btu and this variable I will make it functional. I will put semicolon here, and after that I will get, in the similar way I will get access to the text area also. So I will write it as type. I am giving any name to it, and after that same thing document dot get element by id, and what id you want to get access to is this one, that is typing. So now I have got the access from JavaScript to these HTML things. After this, now I want my button to be clicked, and on one click it should change the paragraph. Okay, and randomly it should select any of the paragraphs. I have written here 5 paragraphs inside this array, and randomly it should choose any of these paragraphs and put at this place, okay. So how it will do this? So I want it to do something for me, and that is on click. So on click it should listen to me, and what it should listen, that it should create a paragraph and remove this one, and in place of it it should overwrite any of these paragraphs randomly. So for this I will first of all make that button to listen to me. For this I will use this variable which I have created, which is creating a link between JavaScript and this button which is created in HTML. So I will use this one and I will write button dot add event listener, add event listener, button dot add event listener. You can use tab here because it gives you the suggestion, so you can use tab here and it automatically writes it. So uh, and it is much better also if you use tab here, because you can see here E must always uh, be greater here, L should also be in capital here. So you may do the mistake while writing it, so you should use tab and it writes it by itself. So button dot add event listener, and what event should occur, that it should be a click. So there should be a click, and on click what should happen? For this now I will have to create a function. I have not talked about anything about the functions in my previous videos so far, and I know that these videos are for beginners, but I will in the upcoming videos I will talk about the functions. But here you just understand what is function. Function is like, if I want to make it to do something, for that that I will have to create the function. More I will tell you about it in the upcoming videos. So here I will write the function, and that function should have these two brackets after it, and these must be uh, empty. And after this here I will put curly brackets, and after this here I will write the function which it should create on click. When I click, then what it should do, that that I will have to write here. So in the previous video when we were doing arrays, there we used that how randomly we can choose any of the element which is there inside the array. So for that we use the math.random, math.random, and here it will take any value from 0 to 1. Math.random takes any value from 0 to 1, and if I want it to take more than 1 uh, values, then in that case what we do is we have to multiply it with the number, and that number in my case is 5 here, because I am having 5 paragraphs. But later I can increase my number of paragraphs also, so I will have to increase every time. If I increase my number of paragraphs here, I will have to increase them here also. So I don't want this thing to happen. So what I will do is yesterday I had talked about dot length also, and what dot length does is dot length automatically see that how many these elements are written inside the inside the array, and add all these elements If you will increase it, or computer will automatically say it that you have increased, and uh, these will be calculated, and randomly that much all these paragraphs are taken as random. So instead of writing here in multiply, instead of writing here 5, I will not write 5 here. I will write here typing speed dot length. Okay. If you don't understand this, then you can go to my previous video, which is the 7th video. There you may find it in full detail. So here this typing speed is the name of the variable, name of the array, and dot length, this will tell me that how many paragraphs, how many elements are there in the paragraph in this array, and this will be multiplied with 1 here, and now I can get randomly more than one elements, or more than one indexes. Okay. And I had told you yesterday that randomly it takes values which are not which are like 1.25, 1.37, or 2.45 like this, but I want only the value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So for that, what I will have to round down it, and to round down it I will have to use another thing, and that is math dot floor. So when I'll use math dot floor, I will have to insert it into these brackets, and after that it will now not give the random values. It will give the random values, but these values will be round down values like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on like this. Okay. So now I want to insert it into any variable. Okay, so I will insert it into variable, let's say where random name. Okay, so this name I have given to it, and whatever I will get from here, whatever number I will get from here, that will be that will come into this variable, that is random name. Okay, now this variable, I will use this variable to change this paragraph. Okay, now I have got any random number. For example, I will get any random number 4 or 5, sometimes 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 1. Okay, so if I'm getting 1, then this paragraph will be taken. If I'm getting 3, then this paragraph will be taken. If I'm getting 5, then this paragraph will be taken, and so on like this. So these values will keep on changing every time whenever I will refresh, or whenever I will click on start. So now this is the value, but this value I have to make it to get access here, so that it may be replaced. I want it to be replaced with whatever indexed paragraph I will get from here. So for this, what I will have to do is I will have to use here, you can see in my 6th video also, I will use here document dot get element by id, get element by id, and here I will write the ID, which ID you want to get access. You want to get access to this para. Okay, so you will write here para, and what you want to happen here, you want this to be replaced, this one to be replaced with any of these paragraphs which is randomly taken from here. Okay, so I had told you in 6th video also, you will, whenever you want to do this, in that case you will use here dot inner HTML. Okay, so what dot inner HTML does, it it changes or it replaces whatever is there on that ID. It replaces it. So inner HTML will replace it, but with what? It will replace it with, again I will use here arrays, for which you can go to my 7th video, which is the previous video of it. So here I will I want it to be replaced with here any of these. This is the array and any of the element of the paragraph. So for this, again I will use here this variable because I want any random paragraph, and that random numbered paragraph I will get from here, from random name variable, because here it is stored. Whatever random value has been taken from it, it has been stored into it, and this I will use here inside it. Okay, and automatically any of these paragraphs will be taken, whatever number I will get here. Okay, so this is how I will write it. So it will take any of the number from here whenever there is a click. So now let's save it and let's see what happened. So here it is. I'll refresh it, and after refreshing, if I'll click on start, then you can see what is happening. A new paragraph has been created here. Okay, now if you will click on start, you can see you keep on clicking on start, and every time the paragraph will change itself. Okay, so this is what we have, because I had used the function that on a click what event should happen. On the click this thing should change, means it should randomly select any of the paragraph from the array, and that must be replaced by the p element which is there in HTML. So up to here we have done, but we want to do other things also. As you can see in this one, when I click here, it is getting over, means you cannot see it now. And start, when I'll click on start, it is converted into done. Okay, and after that I can type anything here, and here it is going after this. So I want it to be happen now. So here still you can see it is not changing. Start, then it is not converting into done. So for this, what I will do now, after this, now I will use here if statement. If, then I will put bracket, and here I will use this. Now this dot inner text is equal to start, then what should happen, what should happen. So here I have used this dot inner text. Here what do we mean by this? This means this button. I'm talking about this button. Whenever I'll use this here inside any function, you can see I am doing all this inside a function. Whenever I'll do a function, and inside a function if I will use this dot inner text, it means that here I will use button, means this refers to button here. Okay, so if button dot inner text, if buttons text on button is start, then you can see here it is start. Okay, so this start I have written here. If this line means that if the text of which is there on the button is equal to start, then in that case what should happen? If it is start here, and if I click on it when it is start, then what should happen? That I will write now. Then type dot disabled is equal to false. Now what does it mean? Type dot disabled. Type means, here I am talking about text area. In text area I was able to write, okay, but I want it not to write some I want it to get switched between true and false. Means at one time it should not take any text, and in another time it should take some text. So for this what I will do is type dot disable, means typing you want to disable, that I don't want to disable when it is start. When I will click on start, then I should be able to type. So that is why I will write type dot disable is equal to false. I don't want it to be disabled. Okay, so that is why I will write here false. So it should not be disabled. I should be able to write text in it. That is why I am starting. And one more thing, what else should happen? This button, which I am talking about, it should change its inner text, and it should change its inner text to be done. As you can see here, you can see when I click on start, it is converting into done. This I want to happen. So here what should happen when there is start, when the inner text is start, and if I click on it, then type dot disable should be false. And second thing is button, button, button dot inner text should be equal to done. Okay, so it will be converted into done after this. So now let's see, does it happen? So you can refresh it, and when you will refresh it, you click on start, and still it is not working. Why it is not working? Because here you can see I have used, I should have used here text, okay, inner text, because I have made a mistake in the spelling. That is why I was saying that I should use tab. Okay, so inner text, it is giving me the suggestion you use tab here, and it will write it by itself, and you will not do such mistakes. So now it is done, and file, then save, and after that you can see here, if I click on start, you can see it is getting converted into done. Okay, but after it gets done, then it should do something else also. You can see here I am able to type here, but after I am getting done, nothing else is happening. It is again converting it into something else. A new paragraph is coming here. Okay, so I don't want it to happen. I want it to be invisible after I'll click on done, and after that it should also not take any text. Okay, and it should again get convert into start. When I'll click on done, it should again get convert into start. So this thing I want to happen. So for this, what I will do, after this, you can see this is the closing of this curly bracket, which was here. It has been closed now, and after this I will write here else if, else if. Now I want uh, the functioning of done state. So again I will write here if this dot inner text, is equal to done, then what should happen? In that case In that case, here type dot disable type dot disabled should be equal to true, means it should not take any more text from me. When I'll click on done, it should not take any more text. Okay, this thing I want to happen. And second thing I want to happen is button dot inner text must be converted to start again. Okay, so it will get converted into start again. So here file save, and I will refresh it, and I'll click it, and it will take any of the paragraph randomly, and I am able to write here. And after that I'll click on done, and you can see it is getting converted into start. But you can see here that still it is not, it is visible, and even after that it is getting converted. And here also you can see that it is not taking any text, it is not taking any text from me now. Okay, so because when I'll click on done, then what it will do, it will disable this text area, it will not take any text from me. So up to here, now I want it to be invisible when I'll click on done. Okay, I don't want to say it when I click on done. Okay, so one more thing I will add here, and that is same thing as here. You can see document dot get element by this on para inner dot html, inner html is equal to typing speed. It should not take anything from here. Okay, I don't want it to take any paragraph from here. And if I don't want it to take any paragraph from here, then instead of this I'll not write anything, I'll just put these quotes, and that's it. And I'll save it now, and now you see, refresh it, start, it is visible, I can write anything. And after that done, and now you cannot see that paragraph, and you cannot write anything here. Okay, if I'll click on start again, now it is again visible and with a random paragraph here, and I can write anything here. But still you can see that one more thing is there, that after it is not getting cleaned by itself, means this text area should be clear after I click on start again. For example, here if I write here, now I will click on done, then it will not take paragraph from me, it is not writing anything, and here it is. But now if I'll start it again, then a new paragraph has come, but the old text is still here. I don't want it to be, it should automatically be removed. So if I want it to be removed automatically, for that I will have to do one more thing here, and that I will do in start, because when I'll click on start, at that time it should uh, it should clean the whole text area. So for this I will write here one more thing, and that is type. Type means that typing area I'm talking about. As you can see here, this type dot disable was there. So here I will write here type dot value is equal to this. I'll just write the code, nothing inside it, means the type dot value should be nothing here. So this I will write, and now I will save it, and I will refresh and click on start. You're getting a new paragraph, you can type it here, and after this you will click on here, it has converted into done. Now on done, when you will click, that is not seen, the paragraph is not visible now, you cannot put anything here. And now when I will click on start, you can see here it is written here. Now I will click on start, and here you can see nothing is visible. it has got cleared, the text area is cleared by itself, and a new paragraph is for me to write here again. Okay, so this I have done. Then here you have something you can see, but when I will click on start, nothing is there, and a new paragraph you have got. Okay, so this is how you can do it. So I hope you liked my video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.